First of all, it's kind of a privilege to be the last lightning talk speaker during the ABE. Secondly, I hate myself for not going to the toilet before the speech. All right, because this is the AgileByExample, I'm going to give you an example of a team which I worked with, and we were trying to do a proper definition of done for them. Because during some previous years, as being the Scrum Master and Agile Coach, I'm struggling to overcome the lack of definition of done in many, many teams. Surprisingly, too many teams. Is this the right? Yes, this is one. You know, I've met lots of teams who are exactly like this wolf. And they said, we are almost done. Our product is almost, or increment is almost done. But the release date is nowhere but near, so what can go wrong? And there, it happens that some of the stakeholders or the product owner request a usable version of their increment, because if they heard that it's done, they think they can use it, they can ship it, they can release it. And then those teams are exactly like this pug, which means, oh heck. So, we do not have a usable version. We cannot use it. It is not done. But still, I heard many teams believing they are doing Scrum. And DoD is just an optional practice. Well, I checked in the Scrum guide. It is not. There's an entire paragraph on definition of done. And definition of done by Scrum guide strengthens the transparency. So there's no transparency without definition of done. Without definition of done, no transparency, then no empiricism. And empiricism as a cornerstone of the Scrum, no empiricism means no Scrum. Sorry. But still many teams are singing this Pink Floyd song like, we don't need no education, we don't need no DoD, like a mantra. Yeah, I'm very bad at singing this. The very first time I got the applause for that. Thank you very much. And I met a team who were exactly the opposite. They said, we think we need DoD, but we don't know how to do this. So we, and by we, I mean me, my colleagues, Scrum Master of the team, we asked them, all right, so what done means for you for today? And some of them said, you know, I'm a programmer, so for me it means coded. I'm a tester, so if testers are green, that's okay. But surprisingly and badly, no one said released. So I asked them, so can you release it now? The thing that you are saying is done? And they said, no, you can't release it. It still requires a lot of work. So maybe there are some activities, some recurrent activities or tests that you are doing every iteration. Well, yeah, probably. Can you write them down? And we did. We draw a timeline of those activities. They are blurred for a purpose because, you know, NDAs. And there are lots of tests, activities, checks, this kind of stuff. We try to do a lot of clarification because what done test or documentation of something means for Adam, it wasn't the same for Barbara or Celine or the rest of the team. So we did a lot of clarification at the timeline, and finally we shrinked those lists. And to be honest, that was kind of a fast method. We decide what should be checked every sprint, first of all, and then we write those things down. Secondly, we discuss why it is important for the product that those things from the list will be checked. We wrote down the current DoD and let the team decide, is this a weak or medium or a strong DoD? A strong DoD means you can release it right now because it is done. Well, the current DoD was kind of weak. They couldn't release by that. So we decide there's a need for us to make this a strong DoD. And we put this out every retrospective. There was a part of the retrospective dedicated to what can we do to make this DoD stronger. That was a fast method, not very deep, and I'm aware of that, but it worked for them because they already had a list of what to do and what should be improved. So we planned that, we wrote it down, and the space or this delta between weak and strong was the technical debt they had to pay. And they finally had something like, on the left side was, we can do this now. This means done for us right now. On the right side, what we should improve, what done means for us for later. This is when we need to improve. This is where the work ahead of the team, ahead of the Scrum Master lays. And they are doing this. The Scrum Master of this team is, or was at this conference today. They are still improving the DoD, but at least they have a common understanding what done means for them. So the definition of done is the heart of the Scrum. It provides transparency for the process. And without this transparency, we are not doing Scrum. So if you're struggling with DoD, you are struggling with Scrum itself. Make the DoD, a proper DoD, your priority. Thank you very much.